Hey traders, this is Ron Haight at Market Tamer. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. As always, nothing in this presentation shall constitute a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Trading stocks and options involves risk, and specific financial issues should always be addressed with your financial advisor. Hey, I'm just going to be bringing you today charts via Yahoo because I cannot get the brokerage account to work correctly. So we'll use Yahoo charts. I am a little under the weather, so if I sound a little funny, or it's because I do have a cold right now. So let's kick off with the SPY ETF, which I have a long-term bullish position in. On this chart, the blue line is an 8-day EMA, and you can see my settings right here. The red's a 20-day EMA, the 50's in orange, and the purple is the 200, just like it is on my Thinkorswim or my TradeStation charts. What's going on here? Well, the 200 days held, pretty much, and we're still pushing higher. Now, on Friday, zoom in here just a little bit, you can see that we did gap lower, but we're still above the red line. Therefore, as we walk into this week, okay, the day-to-day trend, because we be below the 5 and the 8, we're still above the 20. So the trend here on the spider is just fine. It's still bullish. And then if I go out 2 years here using Yahoo, and I show you a weekly chart, now this is each candle represents 1 week, we're doing just fine. So yeah, there was a gap down, but there's no major damage done at all. If I transition into the Qs, let's take a look at them. Here you can see that they also gap down. They're right basically on the 8-day, but they're above the 20-day in red. There's nothing wrong here. If I'm trading the Qs, what I really want to keep an eye on here is the 50-day. We tested it back in June, July. We're testing again in August. If that holds, this ebb and flow of pushing higher continues to rule the roost. Now, if we take a look at the diamonds, which is the Dow ETF, the DIA, also gapped down. Volume picked up, but we came off the lows. They're still holding the red line. There's nothing wrong here either. And then if I go over here to the IWM, which is the Russell 2000, we're just sort of stuck. And I had previously drawn in a box here that still holds. Interestingly enough, we're ever so slightly getting in some lower highs here, but the S&P is 500 companies. They're not equally weighted, but it still is the broad index to look at the whole market, and it's doing just fine. If we take a look at some emerging markets, about EEM, they've been having some trouble. They just really can't have any staying power above the orange line, which is your 50-day SMA. They are now rolling over. Again, big gap down on Friday. Let's just look at this 1 year. Let's bring this over. Yeah, there you go. So the support down around 42.5 is where it's likely headed from a technical perspective. If we take a look at Brazil, and this was interesting because I brought it up as a potential trade idea. This is a daily chart. Remember, it was popping up here above the 50-day. Let's go ahead and zoom in. It was popping up, and now we're rolling over. But watch what happens when I go to a 2-year, and then we make this a weekly chart. Check that out. Each candle is a weekly. We came down. We tried to get above moving averages, and we just got slapped right back lower. So if I'm trading EWZ right now, this is problematic if I'm a bull. The little dojis down here around 32 would be the support area. It's still about 5% lower. If that falls, then look out below. And let's take a look at some currencies, which I haven't done in a while. Here's the euro. And if I zoom in here, let's back up. Oops. And this is a weekly chart on the euro. We just took out the 200 period on the weekly. We took out support around 111. The next support level is all the way down here around 103. Nothing's going to guarantee it's going to get there, but that is bad news if you're along the euro right now. If you're bearish on the euro, it looks like the chart's breaking down here. It's looking good from a bearish perspective. And here's the dollar, and if the euro's going down, guess what the dollar's doing? After some consolidation here on the weekly basis, it's now popping higher. What you'd want to do, if I zoom out here, we go back to those previous highs, up almost at 27 right now on UUP. So that's where I'm going to leave it tonight. I mean, overall, go back here to the spiders. The bulls have the edge into this week. Tomorrow, I'll take a look at some more individual stocks. But with it being a little under the weather right now, I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. So bulls have the edge, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, folks.